what I think we can say now with more certainty after President Putin announced this 3-day ceasefire around those Victory Day celebrations is that Putin is absolutely prepared to not do this, to not do the deal. Why would I say that? Because the offer from Washington and Kyiv was 30 days. And Putin just hasn't signed up to that at any moment. The 3-day ceasefire is a cynical game of chess, because what he's effectively doing, and it's impressive, frankly, I mean, it's, you know, the guy is a tactician. What he's effectively doing is trying to rule out the Ukrainians, many have already said this in the last 24 hours, rule out the Ukrainians from attacking Moscow, which we now know they are very capable of doing, during his victory celebrations, while he has the Chinese leader in Moscow. If the Ukrainians do that, then Putin will say, well, you see, you can't trust the Ukrainians with a ceasefire, so therefore, why would I sign up to a 30-day ceasefire? We also know that there are Russian forces prepared for another offensive. They've struggled a little bit in the spring, according to reporting, but they're looking towards the summer. They appear to have pushed the Ukrainians out of Kursk. That's what they said they've achieved in the past 24 hours. They say they've finally done that. I was on the Russian side of the front line in Kursk, you know, last month, and it was clear to me they'd already taken Kursk, the Russians taking it back. The Russian soldiers there that I saw, and they were everywhere, I think they'd like to stop fighting, but they didn't look exhausted. I watched American equipment being carried away on on trucks. So I think the Russians are absolutely prepared to keep going, to try to win back the 4 key regions, aside from Crimea, that Putin wants. And I think Putin will look at the situation like this. What's my best option? Is doing a deal about my best option, or is continuing the war my best option? He shares that a little bit with Trump. It was interesting to hear President Trump say, I'm determined but flexible. Mm-hmm. That's a little the way that Putin operates. He's a tactician. He knows what he wants to achieve ultimately, which is to weaken America, to divide Europe and America, to weaken the West, to make Russia stronger. And he just thinks at each moment, what's